Good evening. Welcome in. It's SEC After Dark on the Y'all's Conference Network from Y'all's Country. Also coming at you on the audio side on Bleav. Yeah, Y'all's Country. Get it?
Yeah.
Y'all's Country. Means the South, brother.
We back.
We're back. I'm already off the rails. So
Shame on you, Corey.
like I said, we are SEC After Dark. It's Jake Thomas, it's Jeb Beechum, Stephen Willis, and of course myself, Corey Burton, joining you every Wednesday night. Steve, do not. I know you keep saying your palatial Central Florida studio is under renovation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure I want you to move.
You're happy with the basement?
Yeah.
I like it.
Wall's cool.
Yeah, I like it.
You just need to get a slow drip of water behind you and you'll be good.
Hey, we don't need to talk about slow drips of water in this house anymore.
Too soon?
Yeah. Yeah, my wife is worried about the companies like suing us for defamation because I'm just wanting to do a video and tell exactly what happened in what the 2 months was and just play it before this show on all the platforms. And just put it out there over and over again. I'm real close to putting them on blast.
Like a loop almost?
That's what we forgot to do earlier. I was going to see y'all's multicolored walls. Apparently they painted some of the walls different colors or only painted certain walls. So, I don't know. Big mess.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Obviously didn't paint that room because that's a dungeon, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Actually, that wall
Steve, you're in
is
a
light
dungeon.
gray, and that wall is white.
Yeah.
And this wall is green.
They got close. Light gray and white. Close.
Almost there.
Almost.
Almost there. Yeah. Well, maybe when we're making the Kirby Smart deal, which is close to at least $10 million a year, we'll be able to paint it any color we want to. So, if you are a business like Bet Online, who sponsors us, jump on board to help us get closer and closer to that $10 million. But we are brought to you by Bet Online. As of right now, our partners at Bet Online continue to be the number one source for all your betting needs and sports info. Steve, keep them thumbs up. Find all the latest odds, news, sports developments for the NBA playoffs, Major League Baseball, fights, and NFL futures. Bet Online is your continued source for all your sports wagering needs, including live betting and fan favorite Vegas casino and poker games. Really easy to get started, guys. Just head to the website where you can use that mobile device to sign up and use the promo code Bleav. That's BLEAV to receive that 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online. It's where the game starts, guys. This is my second podcast of the night. I was a guest on the SB Nation's Behind the Steel Curtain.
Oh, Jeb,
We lost Jeb.
good.
Looks like
Apparently, one podcast with the max for Jeb.
I know. Looks
What's
like
going on over here?
a quarter of a podcast is the max for Jeb.
Yeah,
Looks like he
seriously.
went behind the steel curtain.
Speaking of steel curtains, I do not see a Tennessee flag behind you. Just heads up.
Yeah, it's white again.
I don't like the way it was hanging up. I just hadn't figured
He's
out
a fan free
a better
agent.
way to do this room. I'm trying to figure it out.
He's a fan free agent, guys. He doesn't like Tennessee anymore.
Nah.
Well,
spend
as good as their baseball team is, I do not think that is the truth.
Right.
Well, his fandom contract ends after baseball season, Steve. Okay, all right.
No, with Josh Heupel, Tennessee's safe. If
Tennessee's
he didn't
on the
leave
up and
during
up.
Derek Dooley and Jeremy Pruitt.
Lane Kiffin.
How
Yeah.
many times have I told y'all to stop bringing up Derek Dooley during the show?
And Butch.
And
he stayed
okay,
through
we'll
Butch
get
brick by brick, yeah.
Yeah.
And the
That
trash
house
can on the
looks pretty
sideline.
good now.
The trash
If
can.
he
Butch.
survived all of that, he's not going to leave now.
He's going over to Vanderbilt. He's had enough.
No.
So
We're
you're
so close to being back.
Okay,
be their third fan?
okay. I just
Fourth,
want to say
yeah,
this:
fourth.
we don't talk about Vandy a whole bunch on this show because there's really not a reason to talk about Vandy. Their new logo is an abomination.
Yeah.
The Star V was where it's at. Them getting rid of that, they should be absolutely ashamed of themselves and should be thinking about a different place to play other than the SEC in the future, because that's how angry I am about that.
Yeah, that logo.
I have
sucks.
not seen this.
Yeah. They need to, just suspend their football program for a year.
Yeah.
Till they get that
Ask the
fixed.
Googlies. Ask the Googlies, Jeb.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I was gonna say that's the first thing that pops up is the star V. So now,
They can't.
It's just a
decide.
V.
Yeah, it's just a bit.
oh, that's
It's-
terrible.
It's a V that you would create in Microsoft Word.
Yeah. Like Microsoft Paint.
Mm-hmm.
Even worse.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's terrible.
Yeah. Well, the chat is blazing.
Stacy coming up.
AC,
Casey,
what's up?
Coming at you.
coming at you.
We're coming right at you.
so
We got tickets to the Black Crows coming up.
Yeah. All
And,
right.
up next is Sex and Candy from Mercy's Playground.
We're
Marcy's
taking the
Playground.
ninth caller.
Here on 94.5 The Buzz.
Isn't that like 92.9 up there?
in Nashville, yeah.
Yeah.
92.9 is a sports talk station, isn't it?
It might be now.
It was
It wasn't when I was
92.5.
up there. It was like 94.5 or 92.5. Hey, any Nashville people listening to the show, comment below. What is the buzz? Is it 92.9 or is it 92.5?
It was 102.9. Were they were a
Oh.
rock station, but that might have been the Buzz.
Yeah.
96.1 is Jack FM, right?
Yeah, they have the best billboards. I miss them.
Yeah. And then you had the
Yeah.
big 98, 97.9.
Jack FM, for whatever reason, is the Jason Ogg of radio stations.
Well, it helps that he used to work there.
Well, even if he didn't, that their marketing campaign would have been. It's like it would be designed by him.
Now tell the folks who Jason Ogg is.
Jason Ogg was our original third on this show. Way back when we did this show. He was the one that would come in and we called him Big Ten Ogg because he was a Big Ten guy, huge Michigan fan. And it was really
Good.
funny that it was on an SEC show.
Wow.
Yeah, big Ogg, man. Call Mad Dog. Tell him you're fired.
At 62250 on Twitter.
62250. I wonder if he still answers to that.
I don't know.
We have to get him on one of these days.
Seriously, I tried to reconnect with him when we first started doing this show, and he kind of blew us off. I guess he's turning into like super dad.
He's got like 10 kids.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
The Ogtuplets.
But we'd have a better chance of getting Bill King or Chris Childers on the show than Jason Ogg, I think.
Sounds like he's turning into Jim Harbaugh.
Was he
Khakis.
spending the night? Khakis.
Mhm.
What is he spending the night in tree houses next to Recruit's house?
Seriously.
Hey,
Oh
don't
my
mind me. I'm just gonna sleep in the tree house. How you guys doing? We're having
Jim
a
Harbaugh-
slumber party.
Jim Harbaugh
Nope.
was like the guy that answers the door.
Going
at
on?
Whitey's.
That's what he looks like.
Yeah.
Good timing. Good timing.
Yeah, but I don't think you could have done that if you tried.
That was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea what y'all were talking about, and now I don't want to know.
Yeah, it was Jim
Talking
Harbaugh.
about
Looks like the
whitey
type
tighties.
of guy that answers the door in his tidy whities.
Oh,
Oh my lord, yeah.
yeah. Apparently, my internet is not going to cooperate tonight, so I'll
That's
just
okay.
chime in
Just-
where I can.
Yeah.
Yep.
I even
So-
plugged it in. It's not even on Wi-Fi. This is directed to the router. But
So if you look down at our little schedule here, a little rundown, we got the NCAA giving us a gift. They got rid of the 25 player. Yeah, I got a nice haircut. I got it like 2 hours ago.
That's my mom.
So,
Oh,
is it really?
what's up,
Yeah.
Steve's
Oh, no.
mom?
hi, mom.
Oh, and yeah, I see the name now.
Steve's mom.
So now that I know my mother's paying attention, I think Off the Rails are going to be a little bit more tame tonight.
Screw that. We're going the opposite way.
Let's pick up what we were talking about last week about porn. No. Okay, never mind.
You ever heard of Howard Stern?
Oh gosh.
We're gonna make him look. We're gonna make him look like Joel Osteen tonight.
So 25 player scholarship limit. All right.
Yeah, so 25 player scholarship limit. Let's start there.
Going away, goodbye. Lane Kiffin gets a super gift. Now, Ole Miss changed their roster away from having about 17 blue chip players and went to the Sugar Bowl last year. Right now, they have 34. With this just means they're going to be able to process more players and bring in more transfer players, and there's no limit of what they can do. Now, somebody like Lane Kiffin, somebody like Nick Saban, somebody like Kirby Smart, somebody like Josh Heupel, they're going to be cutthroat with this, and they're going to use it for their advantage. You're going to see a lot of the bottom of the roster end up at a place like USM, at a place like Jackson State, but overall it's going to be good for the SEC.
I feel like Kirby Smart, just seeing what he's been doing this offseason, he hasn't really been active in the transfer portal. I think he's going to use this to sign more high school kids.
No, I'm just saying with there being no limit, that just means you've got 1 year to show out, and if you're not, they're going to cut you. They might not call it that. I think Saban calls it processing.
So at this point, have we just gotten away from pretending schools involved anymore and just gone full on to minor league NFL? Because at this point, spring ball is basically just tryouts. I mean, the scholarships mean nothing because they don't care about the school. It's the football team that matters. I'm not saying that this is a bad idea. I'm just saying it seems like it's going to hit a point where, like you're saying, you're going to get, as a high school student, if you go to one of these big schools, there's a good chance if you don't do well right away, you're getting cut because they're going to get somebody out of the transfer portal.
And then you're going to get your education at Georgia Southern or Southern Miss.
Well, you're going to transfer to another school and try and get yourself good enough that you get able to go back to another big school. So you're just going to be transferring around constantly. It seems almost at this point they should just say if you're coming out of high school, you should have to go to an FCS school. And if you get good enough there, then you might get drafted into a bigger school. Good luck.
Right.
I think if you transfer once down, I don't think you're gonna. I don't think you're gonna see.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, you're gonna see guys that go three different schools in 4 years, but I think it's gonna all stabilize. It's kind of helter skelter right now, but I think it's gonna stabilize.
Well, and that's always the hope, and what we're talking about with all this NIL money, that eventually it'll all kind of work itself out. So maybe it will. I've got no problem with them trying. It seems like it's going to get real interesting.
I think the further we get away from the COVID stuff of the super seniors and the transfer portal will trim down a little bit, because right now you've got a ton of people that got cut just due to the fact that the NCAA said, okay, back to 85, and some people got screwed. So, Division II is going to be loaded this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would not be afraid to be Kennesaw State at the moment. They're probably going to be pretty good as it's situated.
No doubt.
But
North Dakota State.
But this is a gift. There's 3 ways that you can build your roster now. 3 ways. There's the traditional recruiters, like
Bye, Jeb.
Bye, Jeb. Traditional recruiters like Georgia, like Alabama, like Clemson, like Oklahoma, those guys that traditionally do stuff. You have NIL guys that are like Tennessee. They're like Texas A&M, like Miami, Oregon.
Wait. Jimbo Fisher said Texas A&M does not do NIL.
Yeah, seriously.
Allegedly.
Yeah, 31 million.
Yeah, and Tennessee has an $8 million quarterback that might play next year. We know. Yeah. So, and the other side is like Ole Miss, and to some extent USC. They're using the transfer portal to build. Now, those things
Texas.
are. Yeah, in Texas as well. But Texas is using the NIL stuff. They're trying to grab players just like USC from anywhere. Ole Miss is kind of doing it because it has to, because it will never be a traditional recruiter. It'll never be an NIL monster because it's a poorish school. The only way they can build their program and be somewhat elite is through the portal. So it's going to be a nice experiment to see exactly how this works, because it looks like they're all in. They might sign 8 players out of high school next year. And the rest of them are all from the portal.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an interesting way of doing it. Portal King, baby. We'll see how that strategy works out. I mean, I think there is something to getting these high school kids in and trying to build a little bit of chemistry. And like I said, there's more than one way to skin a cat. But
it's like they've just abdicated the idea of the program. it's all about the teams. This year will be the 2022 team. Next year will be the 2023 team, and it'll have different coaches and different players, and everything will have to coalesce. But it's almost like they've abdicated a program.
Yeah, and it's starting to turn into college basketball where like you can't really get to know the roster because by the time you do, half of them are going to be gone, either NFL or half of them will be going to Missouri Southern, and the other half are getting cut and retiring from football. So you never know. You can't get comfortable with these rosters.
Or going to USFL.
Or going to USFL.
Or the
XFL. Go that
XFL.
direction.
Or the SFL was coming in next year.
Yeah, they got their big.
I always say on Twitter, I'd say it all the time on Twitter, we are in the age of mercenaries playing college football. You're not going to have the same relationship with players like they used to back in the day. You're not going to have that guy at Tennessee, like Peyton Manning playing 5 years. That's not going to exist anymore. Or 4 years, I guess. Yeah, he came as a true freshman.
There's some schools that won't be as affected as much. Like Georgia and Alabama over here, you're still going to have your big classes of all the best high school students. And like you said, you're probably going to want to develop a lot of them for the chemistry. And the portal might just be grabbing some extra pieces where you need it here and there. But then there's going to be schools like Ole Miss and Tennessee right now, for sure, same way, that we can really use these transfers and just to supplement all the recruiting that we didn't do because we didn't get all the top high school players. But now we can go find the pieces that we need for right now. And it will be a lot more like you're saying, Steve. For us, it'll be this year's team because it's the pieces we put together this year. Next year, it'll be different pieces because all those kids will be gone. But
the dynamic of college football is changing right before our eyes.
Yeah, it's just like I said, it's just different ways of building great teams. Alabama and Georgia's way probably won't change that much. Ole Miss, though, will now build better teams than you're used to seeing them build because they have this whole new way to do it. Tennessee with the NIL, whole different way of doing it.
This will build more. This will build more parity, and they might as well just go ahead and throw out the tournament. I mean, come on, let's expand the field. Let's go 12 or 16, and let's just go. Because there's going to be more parity. There's going to be teams that deserve it. There's going to be I don't think anybody wanted a piece of Utah last year at the end of the year. They were good. That Ohio State-Utah game was a classic. Could you imagine that being a playoff game?
Yeah. You think people would watch that?
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people
we watched it in the Rose Bowl.
yeah. I mean, if it was a playoff game, that game would have been probably the highest rated game of the whole playoff. Outside of the national championship, maybe.
Well, yeah.
Somebody had put on Twitter, I forgot who it was, but they had like a little, like a it was a 64 team playoff, and they actually had Utah versus North Carolina playing. And I was sitting there thinking, I said, if they played this year, Utah would wipe the field against North Carolina.
They would have dumped the mayo on North Carolina.
Do you know who Utah opens up with this year, I believe?
South Carolina?
Florida Gators.
Florida.
Oh, God.
Bye, Jeb. Again.
See you, Jeb. Jeb got so excited he had to leave.
Jeb will be
Hey, freeze frame that, please.
Yeah,
that's our new gift.
Put that on next week on the little preview picture for the next week's show is just
that's it. You're chugging the water. He's got the face palm, and I'm awake. So
we'll just do the gift where he's the little question mark.
It's like hiccuping.
When we used to joke about Corey being out of AOL disc, and then it was Jake. And it's just your turn, Jeb.
Yeah. I honestly do not know what's happening here.
You're like that scratch CD that keeps skipping. So I don't even know what we were talking. Oh, Utah opens up with Florida. Nice. I'm a Utes fan.
Oh.
That's
how will be that game
for at least a week.
It'll be something to see the Utes go against the champions of life. I mean, are they calling them that? Have they gotten there yet? I do not know.
Their game changer coordinator has not given them a name yet.
Okay.
And I do believe that the winner of the Chris Doering I Like to Practice Award is still healthy, so they got a shot.
Yeah.
And the offensive coordinator of Utah.
It's not running it. It's like a fourth speed.
So after this is over, you need to restart your router.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
that's what fits mine.
The offensive coordinator of Utah.
It was came from Vanderbilt
and Wisconsin.
No.
I forget his name.
Was it Vandy first or Wisconsin?
He went from Wisconsin to Vandy and then to Utah.
Why would you ever go from Vandy to from Wisconsin to Vandy?
Because probably Paul Chris.
He runs a weird system, and
Paul Chris was like, "Yeah, we're not going to do that here at Wisconsin.
Yeah,
I'm not going to fire you. I just like find another job."
Yeah. Wisconsin's the closest thing to like the mid '80s Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah, he
I just picture
Yeah.
I picture Lars Tate running student body right, basically. I mean,
yeah.
Just ask Matt Perkins of Bleav In Badgers about it. He's like, it's Andy Ludwig, by the way. He goes, thank God Andy Ludwig is away from Wisconsin. Now I have to watch him in Vandy. Then when he left Vandy, he's like, thank God. Because he would he loved running jet sweep. But he would run it at the most ill-advised times. And he would telegraph it, so it would never work.
Yeah. Who's the guy that was at Maryland and then LSU and then went to the Steelers? I think he's the offensive coordinator up there now.
Matt Canada.
Matt Canada. He is like a B- version of Matt Canada with the jet sweep.
Yeah, and Matt Canada uses motion like it's his Mona Lisa. Like that dude will motion 4 times in a play.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
That's crazy.
And Roethlisberger would pull whatever hair he had left out. Dealing with Matt. He sent Roethlisberger into retirement.
Well, that and him being 62 years old.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we got 81-year-old Tom Brady coming back, so I mean, there's always a chance.
Yeah.
Tom Brady knows that hey, NFL guys are big and strong and they can hit, so let me not hold on to this football.
Yeah.
Big Ben's like, oh, hey, they're gonna bounce off on me. Boom.
Somebody asked me about Matt Ryan, and I was like, well, isn't he like 40? And they're like, oh, yeah, you can do that all the time. And I was like, I know. He's not a Tom Brady 40. He's more of a Peyton Manning 40.
Where he just got – I mean, he's more of a Ben Roethlisberger 40 where he just gets – I mean, he spent 14 seasons in Atlanta getting just destroyed.
Yeah.
They never built that offensive lineup for him at all.
I mean, that dude, by the end of his career – his pads grew around his midsection because he kept getting hit so much. He's like, well, if they're not going to build the offensive line, I'm just going to have to wear bigger pads. So,
the amazing thing is with those guys that you can see the exact moment they peaked, and that was whenever they made the score 28-3. That is the point they peaked, and it was just all downhill from there.
Yeah,
just like Jeb.
And then you knew, as soon as your guy, Jake, made that strip sack, Dante Hightower. As soon as he made that strip sack, I was like, yeah, we're losing this game. No way. No way. This game it's over. I could see it. You could see the air just completely let out of the sideline, and Dan Quinn was trying to think of his next brick by brick slogan that he could say on the sideline so to get his guys fired up.
And that's when Corey started looking for a new NFL team.
That's when I was like, the Titans aren't so bad.
No.
And now I've got 3 Titans fans at the same time.
Yeah.
Is that what you would do with $1 million? Hire 3 Titans fans at the same time?
No. Although my favorite meme was they had a picture of Sean Payton and Arthur Blank, and it was like one of these two owns the Atlanta Falcons, the other is Arthur Blank.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that. I saw that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
I was like, yeah, that's pretty good. Steve, what do you think of your Aints getting Honey Badger and Jarvis Landry?
They are working like hell to put back together the 2011 LSU Tigers.
I did not hear they had Jarvis Landry.
Nice. Yeah, they just signed him earlier this week.
I didn't know about Honey Badger. I knew about Jarvis, but I didn't know about Honey Badger.
And then Landry signed, and Drew Brees was like, yeah, I might come back and play football. I might go play pickleball. I might join the senior tour, or I might be a professional gamer, or I think I'm going to be an astronaut. I might join the Navy SEALs.
Yeah, anybody that saw Drew Brees' arm in his last year, Drew Brees isn't coming back.
Not to play football.
No.
How do those people amass millions of dollars, and when they retire, they can't just go enjoy themselves? I don't understand that.
Tom Brady?
They're wired.
Yeah. Yeah, Tom Brady has hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, apparently Brett Favre embezzled welfare money from the state of Mississippi. He's ordered to pay back.
Wow.
Like, where did all that money come? You played for like 30 years.
Yeah.
Gotta have millions.
Good grief. He was a childhood quarterback to me.
I just don't understand it.
That's crazy.
I don't get it. Like, why would you embezzle that much money from the state?
Yeah.
When you could probably buy the state of Mississippi.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you could buy it.
He could probably buy Mississippi.
Yeah.
Well, apparently not at the moment, because he's apparently can't pay this back.
So what all that money?
I guess the copper bands didn't pay that much.
Yeah.
How many kids does he have? How many different women?
Yeah.
Yes, Jeb. Yes.
Well, guys, I can't pay this back. I'm Brett Favre. My money from Something About Mary and my copper bands, me and Jerry, I still can't pay this money back. I wasted all on Natty Light and Yellow Jackets and painkillers. Yeah. Hey, guys, I just seen on Twitter, Murray State. Oh, boy.
Good grief, Cassidy.
Okay. All right, Cassidy, dang.
Yeah, she's patrolling Twitter for us. Twitter.
She's our associate producer now.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
She's giving us stuff. Breaking news.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Her brother played football at Murray State. So.
Okay. He was a racer?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What year?
Oh, what year was it, Cass? I can't remember.
Did it happen to be, if it was in 2009, he might know my cousin, because my cousin was there for a season as offensive coordinator.
I can't remember. Might have been around that time. I know he went to Murray State, then transferred to Auburn to finish out his
Buster Faulkner was the offensive coordinator at Murray State for one season. They had a historically awesome offense. Set a bunch of school records.
Nice.
Where'd he go after that?
MTSU.
Okay. And then Southern?
No, then Arkansas State, then Southern Miss.
Okay. So he just patrolled the Sun Belt Conference USA, and now he's an analyst at Georgia.
Yep.
The Fun Belt.
He's OC in waiting at Georgia.
Cool.
Okay.
He's the quarterback's coach behind the scenes.
Bye, Jeb.
See you, Jeb. Later, buddy.
Sorry. Hey.
Jeff's reactions tonight are pretty great.
They
now
are.
we come back to our unhinged segment, okay?
Yeah.
You're an expensive computer, but I swear to God, I'm going to throw you. Oh, God.
Okay, so we'll talk slow for Jeb.
Thanks.
Yeah.
D-S-E-C.
Schedule.
Yeah.
The NCAA is part of their NCAA gift today of eliminating 25 initials. They've also eliminated divisions. You can kind of set it up however you want to set it up. The Pac-12 has gone ahead and done that. They've eliminated divisions completely. And they're just going to put the two top teams in their championship game, honestly, like the Big 12. Now, that leaves me the question, how do you think the SEC will put this together going forward?
I hope they don't do the pods.
Oh, my God. I
Is that the four positive?
Because Georgia and Bama get screwed in that because they have to play each other every year.
Right.
Meanwhile, you got Tennessee against Vandy and South Carolina.
Well, then you had Texas who had a cakewalk, and Oklahoma. Oklahoma had 3. I think they had Missouri and
give the newcomers a non-cakewalk. Make them play each other with A&M and Arkansas.
Yeah. So they already. I do think Arkansas needs to be in the same pod with A&M and Texas.
I agree.
Okay, I was gonna say, have they already told you what the pods would be if they do it? Because I was looking at this other day and
speculation.
Oh, okay. I was trying to make my own pods, but I wanted to break up some teams. Like I didn't want Alabama and Auburn in the same pod, and I didn't want Ole Miss and Mississippi State, although they would still play each other every year as their permanent game. But I'm kind of with you. I had Arkansas and A&M and Texas all in a pod.
The SEC has so much money; it doesn't matter.
I think
you don't have to do the pods geographically.
Like I was just trying to break it up a bit so they wouldn't, but still keep closer teams close to each other. But
like I think you should do 2 West, 2 East, and just pair them together if you're gonna do pods that way.
Yeah.
And it you get. I mean, really, that concept happened with the Georgia, Florida, but that was geographical. It was Georgia, Florida, Bama, and Auburn.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. I was breaking up Alabama and Auburn anyway. I think I had Georgia and Florida. It might have still been Auburn. It's
Auburn and Florida.
I wish I'd written that down.
That's a traditional game.
Yeah, and I wanted to keep some traditional games, but then you also get one permanent one. So like Tennessee and Alabama. Actually, no, they were in the same one. I think I had Tennessee and Alabama, and man, God, I wish I could remember now. I had it written down. I like the idea, but go ahead. Sorry.
In a pod, I would do Tennessee, Alabama, Auburn, and Florida in the same pod.
I think the final year before they go to the pods, they should take the top. They should take the SEC and rank it, right?
But this is the problem with this, because if they probably did that in 1992, and you end up with the West being very dominant, it changes. You can't really do that.
It was originally geographically, but I think when you do the pods, right, they have enough money now. It doesn't matter. You go top 14, and then you start splitting, right? You take your top 4, and you put them each in their own pod. And then you take the next 4, circulate them through. Then you take the next 4, circulate them through until you get your 16 pods.
What I had do? Go ahead.
I had it in a line. It was LSU, Auburn, Tennessee, and Kentucky is what it was. I mean, LSU, Alabama, Tennessee, and Kentucky. And then it was Georgia, Auburn, Florida, and South Carolina.
Not a bad pod.
And then, but you could still keep the Iron Bowl by having, that one permanent game per year. And I did the same thing with Mississippi State. I had them broken off from Ole Miss, but I think Ole Miss might have ended up in the easiest one. I think it was like Ole Miss and Vanderbilt and Missouri and Oklahoma, maybe. Yeah, I think it was Missouri and Oklahoma, because I wanted Missouri and I wanted Oklahoma and Texas broken up too, but I wanted A&M back in there with Texas, which A&M may refuse to do. I don't know. I just thought that would be fun to stick around.
I thought they already said they refused to play Texas.
Yeah. That's why I was kind of forcing them back together for fun.
Why is A&M such a bunch of weirdos?
Yeah, can we just name this game the "If you're scared, say you're scared"?
Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
that was their bowl game last year. What are you talking about? They didn't want to play their bowl game last year because they were scared.
They had COVID.
They're so weird.
They are.
All right. Do y'all want to hear my scheduling thing?
Sure.
Bye, Jeb.
Let me wait 5 minutes for Jeb to come back. There he goes. All right.
Oh, we're back.
So I want divisions to say exactly what they are. Two 18 divisions. No permanent opponent. Move Alabama and Auburn to the east. Move Missouri to the west with Texas and Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. That is the setup. You do an Western Division SEC network that was the Longhorn Network. You have an Eastern Division SEC network that is the current SEC network. Broadcast them all and just monopolize this. No permanent opponents outside of your division. You alternate and play 2 different ones each year.
I agree. I'm fine with that.
So stick with really an 8-team system?
Yeah, that's really the best system. But if I was going with pods, that's what I would do. But just redoing the lines. That seems the easiest.
Yeah.
Anybody know Spanish?
He says hello, como está. And he said he loves penis.
Oh my god!
Oh, see, I thought that was pasta. Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah,
he loves penne pasta.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Yeah, that has two ends.
Yeah.
One loves penis.
Weird.
He's a weenus.
Well, I guess we're off the rails now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve's mom's like, I'm changing the channel now.
Well, talking about the SEC scheduling, since Alabama's got released, and I'm sure y'all saw it, but Alabama and Texas is playing on Fox. And what I'm worried about is that freaking Fox is known for 11 o'clock game.
Mm-hmm.
A game like that needs to be on primetime TV. I don't know why ESPN did.
Baby.
Yeah, why did they not pick, like ESPN picked that up for a primetime game? I mean, I just don't understand it.
The big noon kickoff. Gotta love it.
Mm.
Yeah, I guess it's get the rest of the world something to watch at 11 instead of sleeping like we mainly do.
Yeah,
that's a good question. I don't know.
That's crazy.
That's the one time slot that Fox can win at.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's the
Tennessee,
reason
Tennessee gets the rematch that week with Pittsburgh. Looking at the schedule, Georgia's got a barn burner with Samford. Florida, Kentucky's the first. No, it's not the first conference game. Just South Carolina, Arkansas is as well. And technically,
ooh, that's going to be a good game.
Yeah, it will be. I hope Kentucky beats the brakes off the brick by brick Florida team.
Actually, me too.
Dan Mullen ruined my favorite joke of all time. Period.
Yeah, yeah.
And that joke was what they said. They said the Atlantic would beat Florida before Kentucky did.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
Because of Dan Mullen, that joke got ruined. And I hold him personally responsible for that.
I'm on the SEC's website, by the way, and this god-awful Vanderbilt logo is just staring me right in the face.
Oh, it's terrible.
See, I thought your favorite joke was about Joe Milton.
No. That Florida joke, it went away years ago. Dan Mullen ruined that in like his first year at Florida.
Yeah.
Dude, Arkansas opens up with Cincinnati. That's...
Ooh. I don't know how they're going to look this year without Riddler and all that.
Riddler.
Mm-hmm.
Texas A&M opens up with Sam Houston for state supremacy. Sam Houston right now currently is the best team in Texas.
If Texas A&M will play the game. I don't know.
Are they going to have a quarterback?
Yeah, they might have a COVID problem. I don't know.
They may not play until they play Alabama.
Yeah, seriously. They may wait until all of that just to play Bama. Who knows?
Where's John so I can ask him what he thinks about this LSU-Florida State matchup?
Oh, yeah, seriously.
Oh, that would be a great game.
Yeah.
Where's it at?
It is
Superdome.
New
LSU.
Orleans.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How come LSU gets all their important games in New Orleans? Like, how did that happen?
That's because Georgia's got to go to Oregon.
Yeah.
No, Georgia's playing. They're playing in the Mercedes.
I wonder if
it's the Chick-fil-A kickoff.
Gotcha.
Ask LSU about rematches in New Orleans.
Well, why don't Jeb come back?
Yeah.
We'll ask Jeb in a few minutes.
Yeah, seriously, there he is.
There he is.
But ask LSU about rematches. They gained like 30 yards against Alabama in 2012, and they gained about 30 yards against Ole Miss. That's the two times that I know they had a rematch. Both of them, I think they were 21-0.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, Spanish guy, Juan Valdez. What do you think of this SEC schedule?
He said, ja, 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 ja.
Ja, 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 ja is Latino for ha, 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 or LOL.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's them laughing.
Mm-hmm.
That is him laughing. So Vanderbilt opens up with their bowl game in Hawaii.
Yes.
Ooh.
Clark Lee looking at Hawaiian girls on the beach. You know how you can tell the difference between him looking otherwise? You can't. He's robotic.
He's a cyborg.
Is that the only game Vandy might win this year?
No.
They play Northern Illinois.
Okay.
Well,
I think Vandy might be a ton better this year and go 4-8.
Yeah, that's possible. So looking at week 3, I don't think Alabama's played a meaningful game yet.
Week 2?
Yeah.
They play 3 FCS teams.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just kidding. That's a joke at Texas. But
Alabama's schedule, their away games, has got to be one of the toughest, schedules. Away, you got Texas, Arkansas, Tennessee, LSU, Ole Miss.
Yeah,
I mean,
Alabama can go 9-3. Yeah, they can go 9-3. It's on the menu, and nothing can be completely wrong with them, and it can just happen. Now they could go 12-0 and win it all, but they could also go 9-3.
There's a possibility. They got to come out hot in those away games.
If Tennessee thinks they can beat Alabama, and it's important that they can. When I say they can think, I mean the fan base. Neyland Stadium for that game will be off the chains, like Lane Kiffin last year, off the chains.
Mm-hmm.
If we're undefeated going into the game, yeah.
So I should buy stock in French's?
Yeah, seriously. It could be French's and golf balls, and let's do this.
Yeah, if I said we did a podcast the other night. We have rebranded, by the way, to Todd Talk Live now. But
I saw that. Congratulations.
Thank you. And we was discussing a little bit about the schedules, and I made the comment, especially at Neyland, if it's a night game, Alabama has to have a commanding lead at halftime, because if it's a close game at halftime, that stadium is going to be unbearable. For the second half.
What are the games that weekend? What are the games, Corey, for the third Saturday in October?
Third Saturday in October. That is week
7, maybe
7. I think 7, 8, somewhere there.
Yeah, I think it's week 7.
Tennessee is at LSU. Oh shit.
Okay,
no, week 7 is Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
looks like it's Auburn and Ole Miss.
So it's here's the games. BYU is hosting Arkansas.
Okay. No.
Florida hosts LSU.
Ooh, that might happen.
Georgia hosts Vandy.
Yeah, that won't happen.
Kentucky hosts Mississippi State.
That won't happen.
Ole Miss hosts Auburn.
That won't happen.
No.
So the only chance they have is Florida and LSU for it to not be a CBS game. You're talking about a primetime game. That game has CBS written all over it.
It does, unfortunately.
Yeah. So
just like the Texas game has the big noon kickoff written all over it, unfortunately.
Well, you already knew that. You're going to get Gus Johnson and Joel Klatt.
God.
Onions!
Yeah, if Texas wins that game, it's going to be pandemonium. They might tear Daryl K. Roll down, especially after last year. And also the game that I think it's the same week too. I want Miami to beat A&M.
That could happen.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
That could absolutely happen.
Now
I don't know about A&M's offense.
It's a trap game because they play UT Martin the next week.
Oh man, that's tough. Listen in Chattanooga.
Georgia plays BYE that game the next week. Then you got week 9. That's Georgia, Florida, Arkansas, Auburn, South Carolina, Missouri, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Ole Miss A&M. Ole Miss going to the house that Reveille built.
Yeah, that has CBS written all over it there.
Mm-hmm.
That might be a double header because Georgia, Florida is already locked in as the 3:30 CBS game every year.
Ooh, if that's the case, it's going to be at nighttime, and that place, they're already building up like Tennessee did with Lane Kiffin last year. A&M fans are already building that up so that they could completely lose their mind, just like Tennessee did last year.
Yeah,
we're talking about A&M.
Those yell leaders are going to be
the ice cream man.
I don't know what you're talking about. We didn't lose our minds.
Yeah, you found somebody with a great arm and you wouldn't use him.
How did I do? How did I do as a yell leader?
I don't know.
Aren't you don't you be the new coordinator?
Yeah, I used to wear ice cream man uniforms, so that's the closest I ever came to a yell leader. I think there's a picture of me in my all white somewhere.
Cold beer, ice cold beer. No, that's awesome. You said ice cream.
Popcorn, peanuts.
Yeah, it was our ice cream man uniforms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ice cream.
Nope. Are you confusing the ice cream uniforms from the rip your shirt off in a team meeting room uniform?
Huh.
No. Let me see if I can find what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. I'm just giving wrong answers only.
Yeah.
It happens to do with that ball cap that's sitting on your bookshelf back there.
Navy.
Yeah. By the way, Steve, we had field day at school while you're pulling up this picture, and we're talking about military. We had field day at our high schools have field days apparently. At least at our school, we had field day. It was our
elementary
academy celebration, so we had activities planned for all the students, and they did rotations and stuff. And so, one of the rotations was we had an Air Force ROTC guy, and they had a pull-up competition. That was one of the events.
Nice.
Did the winner do more than one? I just want to know if I would.
I couldn't even do one.
He's like, yeah, we're the best branch because we have air conditioning. And you get your own bed in the Air Force. You don't have to share a twin bed with 3 other guys.
Oh
man, he gonna come out here at hot rack talking about hot racking.
God.
Man, acts like he's better than that. At least the Air Force has the Space Force now they can make fun of.
That's a bad case of spooning right there. Oof.
Oh.
A&M's good at that.
Oh God. Speaking of A&M,
is that you?
No, that's not me.
Say, you look like an alien.
That dude don't have any eyebrows.
Yeah.
Is that Charlie Villanueva in a Navy uniform? You know who Charlie Villanueva is?
That is our working whites. All right, welcome back, Jeb.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Jeb.
Howdy.
The world didn't know you popped away on that one.
Yeah.
No.
You were covered by a Navy person.
Yeah,
it was all white.
Oh.
You was covered
Y'all found pictures of that?
Yes.
You was covered.
Sailors everywhere.
Do it, Jake. Do it.
You was covered by seamen.
Say it. There you go. Yes. There it is. Off the rails.
I said they
did. Hey, perfect segue.
Yes.
Steve's mom, are you still listening? If
I hope not.
You are a trooper.
Yeah.
So you're a saint.
By the way, since we're off the rails now, I'm sure all of you saw that very hilarious TikTok of Lane Kiffin.
Yes.
Oh, the ugly baby.
Yes. Hey, what is that?
What is that?
And the girl's like, no.
That's He's like, it's so cute. He is a national treasure, and he needs to be protected at all costs. I'm sorry.
Okay, guys, we got some breaking news.
Uh-oh.
All right, Nick Saban spoke tonight in Birmingham at this for the World Games.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Nick Saban says that 25 players on Alabama last season earned NIL revenue totaling $3 million and did it the right way. Saban speaking at a 50-day countdown event at the World Games in Birmingham. Saban, we were second in recruiting last year. A&M was first. A&M bought every player on their team. Made a deal for name, image, and likeness. We didn't buy one player, but I don't know if we're going to be able to sustain that in the future because more and more people are doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nice.
Well,
Jimbo and Saba going to be lit.
So when do they play A&M? Let's see.
It's at T-Town, so we got that for us.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
And they have no quarterback, so
they got Max Johnson
and
Reveille.
Haynes King.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Haynes King is no longer. It's Max Johnson's team.
Huh.
He's gonna be the guy. He's the best one they got.
Well, probably. Yeah, probably. But
I mean, Haynes King struggled against Colorado before he got injured.
have you seen A&M's schedule this year?
Ain't it? Mm-hmm. No.
Have you, they could roll out a 7-5 and pay $31 million.
I haven't seen it. I'm kind of happy I haven't seen it.
A 7-5. Oh wow.
They could pull out a 7-5 this season and pay $31 million for it.
I love it. Let's do it.
Let's see. Let's look it up real quick.
On top of the ridiculous amount of money they're paying Jimbo.
And if Mississippi State upsets them, they could be setting second as the worst team in the East potentially, or the West potentially. That is wild.
That would be bad.
Yeah. You talking about being on a hot seat? Ooh.
Yeah, let's just talk real quick about their schedule. They open up with Sam Houston State. Okay,
that's dub.
Loss.
Yeah.
That game is presented by Doggett Heavy Machinery Services. Apparently, don't know what that means, but okay.
Doggett's about to take that L.
Yeah. Then they play at in College Station, Appy State.
L.
Ooh.
Then they play Miami at home.
Yeah, that's a definite L.
Then they get Arkansas in the Southwest Classic.
And that, 0-4.
Yeah, and then this is the sandwich game in between Alabama at Mississippi State.
L.
That's a trap game.
L.
Then it's at Alabama, at South Carolina.
L.
Ole Miss at home.
L.
Florida at home.
Dub.
I was waiting on that. At Auburn.
L.
UMass at home.
L.
And LSU at home.
L.
Well,
but they could easily roll out a 7.
Yeah.
They could easily roll out a 7-5 with that. And as Jake said, possibly 7-6 or 6-6.
They lost everybody and they didn't replace them. Who are they beating?
I mean, no doubt that defensive line is going to be stout if they're all good. But, like I said, just takes that one bust, and then everything, the NIL is going to just take a tumble.
Dude, don't sleep on State. I'm not saying they're going to win the West by any stretch, but don't sleep on State.
Year 3 under Mike Leach, they do special things.
They're going to be sporty.
Yeah, that's been the case everywhere.
Right.
So, and at South Carolina, that one's interesting to me.
Yeah, that one. I mean, I know I said L just because I was on a roll, but I mean, I don't like that Georgia plays South Carolina as their first conference game.
Yeah.
2 weeks after Oregon.
I mean, is it like Spurrier, where like most of the time their best players are suspended?
No, because Kirby's smarter than that. But he's gonna make it. He's gonna make them wish they were suspended.
Spurrier was the best.
I love Spurrier.
But just think about that 6-game period with A&M. They've got Miami, Arkansas, at Mississippi State, Alabama, at South Carolina, and Ole Miss.
That's brutal.
And then they play Florida. If
South Carolina had a legitimate quarterback, they probably would have went 9-3.
Yeah. Instead of having the transfer.
Yeah, I mean, instead of having the grad assistant.
Yeah.
GA suit up. So they got a real quarterback, sort of, if he hadn't lost his mind by then. But in Spencer Rattler, they've got a pretty good team, and that team plays unbelievably hard for Shane Beamer. So, like, anybody on their schedule is just not. I mean, it's not going to be an easy win, as it has been the last couple seasons.
Yeah, but they got the tight end from Oklahoma.
They're still not deep enough to really make a ton of noise in the East, but they're going to make life difficult. They're going to make it hard to beat. Sandstorm's going to be rocking.
Yeah, that game just feels like 8:15 at night.
I'm fine with that.
ESPN2.
I'm fine with that because after that game ends at midnight, I can start watching the West Coast team that's still in the first quarter. You know, so
You catch kickoff of the Hawaii game.
yeah.
Man, it should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that, and I think State also, they're going to be really good, and they might go 6-6.
Yeah.
Which is fine for them. I mean, that's they're in a tough division. That's no shame in that.
Didn't Leach at Washington State, like his third year, go like 10-2 or something like that? I think he had him ranked at a time.
And the only reason he didn't play in the Pac-12 championship is because one of the 2 games they lost was to Washington, and Washington played in the Pac-12 championship.
Yep.
That was for the division, and he couldn't get past Washington.
Right.
All right, Mississippi State, Memphis at home,
L.
Arizona in Tucson,
Dub.
LSU in Baton Rouge,
That's an L.
Bowling Green in Starkville,
W.
Dub.
Texas A&M Starkville,
Dub. Starkville. God, yeah, it's gonna be in Starkville. That's a dub.
Arkansas Starkville. This is Texas A&M starts the brutal part of their schedule. Arkansas and Starkville, then they go Kentucky and Lexington.
Ooh.
Alabama and
That might be a
Tuscaloosa.
dub, though. That might be a dub because, them and Kentucky are going to be in. Kentucky's good, so I don't know.
Yeah. Auburn and Starkville. Georgia and Starkville.
Ooh.
East Tennessee State
They
and
play Georgia
Starkville.
late. They play Georgia later, so I think Georgia will hit their stride by then.
Yeah, they play about the same week. Where that used to be the Auburn game, was it not?
Yeah.
Around November 12th?
Yeah. I don't like that Georgia plays South Carolina early, but I do like that we catch Mississippi State later because both teams are going to be in stride, and Georgia's obviously deeper than Mississippi State.
Let's see what Georgia's got going on.
Obviously
Opens
going
at
12-0.
Oregon.
Obviously going 12-0 and beating the dog shit out of. There goes our clean rating, by the way. Beating the dog shit out of Alabama. Because John Mechie and Jamison Williams got drafted.
Sanford.
Look at Jake. Jake's like, you motherfucker.
Oh, did I infect him? Yeah, I think I infected his computer.
Frozen.
I'm starting to spread out like a virus.
Oh, really, Jake? Okay, maybe we did get out of here tonight. We've done an hour.
I don't understand.
Well, we're off the rails. Okay, so
I don't think he's back.
I think he's back. Hey, don't put him in. Just leave the frozen face and just let Jake talk behind the frozen face.
No, the problem is nobody can hear that except y'all.
Bummer.
Again, that's weird.
You're
right.
gonna make me do it again, aren't you, Jake?
What?
Little Oasis
Yeah.
cover song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
want to hear.
Second
It's
time.
their firewall.
Okay,
Yeah,
Corey.
No.
No.
Yeah.
But
I thought it was.
watch
I
out.
thought it was. I thought
You're
it was
gonna get
Wonderwall.
champagne soup. Yeah, but it's firewall now because of you.
I don't know. I'm on Microsoft Edge because Google Chrome was giving me fits, a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I may have to go back to Google and see what's up. I may get. Well, no, Jeb, you have Firefox and have problems, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I never could seem to get into this. I'm using Firefox. I have to use Edge.
Okay, so
You
I don't
know,
know.
funny story about Firefox. You know when Georgia had Mark Fox as their coach, and obviously towards the tail end of his tenure, he wasn't doing too hot. So fans would come with cardboard cutouts of the Firefox icon.
Oh wow.
Oh, because Firefox.
That's
Yeah.
clever.
Get it?
That's good.
Get it? We've reached the point where Steve is now just on TikTok on his phone.
No, Lane Kiffin saw that quote from Saban.
Oh, he quoted it, didn't he?
He quote tweeted it with Peyton Manning doing guns.
You knew he couldn't.
I
You knew
love
he
that
couldn't
man.
do it.
I
You knew
love
he
that.
couldn't leave that one alone. I love it.
I love that man. He is so funny.
Yeah.
A treasure.
Oh, but I can't wait for that Texas A&M Ole Miss game and Alabama game. It's going to be so much fun. Their fan base is, and the best thing about it is they act like this is a bad thing. Yeah. They have the privilege to be able to do this. It's not necessarily against the rules.
Yeah.
But since blue bloods are being affected, people are whining about that, and I guess they don't want to upset them. I don't know.
Yeah, we're all victims, man.
Yeah. Blue bloods can be victims too.
Yeah. Right.
That's right. That's right. So, yeah. It's great to be.
Joey Freshwater.
Joey Freshwater.
John's on now. You can ask him that question, Corey.
Yeah.
Oh, John. What was I going to ask him? Oh, LSU, Florida State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, John. What's up, buddy?
How you feel about that game, John?
John?
Yeah, he's typing out.
While he's typing, how do you feel about Max Scherzer taking himself out? He just yells at the dugout and says, "Bruh, I'm done."
I didn't hear about that.
I didn't either.
It just happened. Tonight.
Huh. Man, we're breaking all kinds of news. Right FSU sucks. Yeah. LSU wins.
There you go.
LSU is a quarterback away, and they have been for a while. If they find a quarterback, they can actually be pretty decent.
Brian Kelly will find a quarterback. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, they have like
somebody's got to join the family.
Yeah.
Family.
They're 6 or 7 deep at this point.
Well, FSU has been.
John, do you think Miles? You take it.
That Miles Brennan will be our quarterback.
John, are you taking Miles Brennan or Jalen Daniels, or Jaden Daniels?
It's Jaden Daniels. Get it right, bro. I do declare it's Jaden Daniels.
I know who I'd take. I'm not coaching.
I would take Lane Kiffin.
Right.
Yeah.
Karen McCutcheon, who contributes on my channel and my show, just replied to Lane's tweet with the Michael Scott thing of "We just don't deserve you."
No, you're right.
Miles starts but gets hurt.
Yeah, he got hurt in the most Mississippi way possible last year.
Yes. So there's a TikTok out there that I saw that they were interviewing Derek Carr, and he said he told a story about how Lane Kiffin got his start in coaching, and he was a third string quarter. I don't know how true this is, but he was a third string quarterback at Fresno State. And they were getting reps, and he gets his reps, and then he goes in and comes back out in a hoodie and gets ripped by Jeff Tedford, and then goes back in and puts on a polo and says, "Hey, I'm going to coach now."
Nice.
Yeah, that was a pretty good story.
Hey,
before we get off here, there's something else I saw on Twitter, and this is directed towards Jeb and Corey. Somebody was doing a fan poll, and the Sweet 16 of the fan poll was who had the best fan base, Tennessee or Georgia. So y'all duke it out.
Who has the best fan base?
Yeah,
Georgia, obviously.
No, it's Tennessee.
Did you not see us? Did you not see us take over Notre Dame Stadium?
Yeah, it's easy to be a fan when you're winning. Tennessee hasn't won for like 15 years, and we're still here.
Did you not see us selling out games in 2010 during our worst season?
This was evil, Jake.
Worst season. I just said 15 years.
Georgia barks. Grown men bark.
Yes.
So that obviously makes us better fans.
And Tennessee knows one song.
And they throw mustard at you.
Yeah, and they're like the jukebox that they only. It's like they put in 75 different ways. Play it.
Yeah.
When you have the best song in college football, you might as well just run that shit into the ground. That's our opinion.
Well,
now I do agree with that. Yeah,
and Tennessee didn't throw an interception. We
find reasons to be happy.
They got a field goal.
You've got to find reasons to be happy where you can go.
Oh my goodness! It just came across. Oklahoma's coming into this conference. There's going to be 2 teams that do that.
Oh God.
Oh boy.
Except Boomer Sooner is like 7 words and none of it makes sense.
Right. Boy, John is lighting you up, Jeb.
Oh, I hate that damn Rocky Top. More annoying than Florida State's.
The first time I saw Tennessee play was in 1986. Jeff Francis was the quarterback. And they came down and played in Mississippi Memorial Stadium in Jackson. And we saw that. I was singing Rocky Top or humming it for 3 weeks after that game.
Oh, dude, when Tennessee comes to town and or when actually not when they don't come to town, when you're preparing for a road game there, I don't know if anybody else does this, but
yeah,
I know Georgia would. They would go in the stadium and they would just blare. So you'd be sitting in class and you just hear Rocky Top the whole time. So like the fans are extra pissed off too because like the students are extra pissed off because that's all they hear all week because the team is practicing in the stadium and getting used to hearing Rocky Top for 4 hours straight. So
sounds beautiful.
I'm sitting in psych class, sitting in psychology 1100 going,
yeah.
But just think about when Oklahoma played Tennessee a couple years ago, and it just we took that for granted. When one side just playing Boomer Sooner over is like a 3-yard gain by the Oklahoma Sooners, and the other one is like a 2-yard completion by Tennessee, and both times like playing the fight song just against each other. There's like 2 songs played that night.
Tackle made by number 2, Alante Taylor. Gain of 16. First down, Oklahoma. I don't even think the band knows. I think they just somebody successfully made a play and.
I think when Peyton, the famous shot of Peyton leading the band, I don't think that was Rocky Top. I think that was the actual fight song, was it not?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he didn't lead that. He didn't know that was going to happen. He just knows Rocky Top.
Yeah.
Man's like, what is this crap?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, Jeb just left on that one. As soon as we start talking about Peyton, he's done.
You talk about Peyton, he's like...
Yeah, seriously. Peyton's he's like, I'm out.
I will say I don't have a dog in the fight in that, but
yeah,
you just said you did.
Mr.
There you go, Georgia. He said
Mr.
He said it right there.
Mr. 4 and 5 national champions.
Freudian slip.
Yeah, Jeb does have a point. I mean, Tennessee has been down for a couple of years or several years, and they still pack out a stadium. So
100,000 people. Sometimes, I mean, not against really bad teams.
Sometimes they throw mustard.
Once that was one time, and that wasn't even like a rivalry between schools. That was all on just one particular coach that we didn't like. Had nothing to do with Ole Miss.
No, I don't necessarily agree with that because Tennessee has a weird hatred of Ole Miss.
Yeah,
I don't understand that, but
I'm not sure about that one either. But it does happen. On Tennessee message boards, they're pretty. It's old piss. That's what they call them, and they do
have
not
all the
like
teeth,
it.
Corey.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, now we used to play every year. We used to play Tennessee every year. I think it stopped whenever it went to division. That was the permanent game we lost.
Mm-hmm. Don't think we have that many fans that are that old to remember that.
Well, that's only 30 years. I mean, come on, man.
Well, I mean, to still have all that. Yeah. I mean, to still have all that like a divisional hatred. You know, you have to.
Well,
you
I
have
also
been in
think
there for years.
I think Memphis is in play. They have to deal with Ole Miss a lot, and there's a lot of Ole Miss people in Nashville.
Right.
Yeah, maybe actually. I don't know. I don't know why they.
Well, like, you know, people in Nashville's got to root for somebody because it ain't Vandy.
Yeah. East Tennessee, it's all fall fans and rape rooms.
and meth fans, Walter White fans. In Nashville, it's either old. Yeah, I know, Steve. Okay, we're gonna end on that. Never mind. Let's end on that one.
Oh man.
Oh boy, I don't think we can top that, can we?
No,
you can't.
Steve's mom.
And if everybody's know what I'm talking about, drive to Gatlinburg.
Gosh. He said Jesus. Yeah. Oh my God.
He's like, what?
Come on. You drive down that road, they play out Saw. Saw is happening in real life to somebody out there.
Mm-hmm. Gosh.
But you're probably right, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Poor Appalachians.
Oh my gosh, that was great.
It's a blending of Saw and Deliverance.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a scary cocktail.
Yeah. Very.
Cocktails. Yeah. All right. On that note, we're going to paddle on out of here.
Yeah. We can't
go to bed and have nice dreams. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, are you going to have Tennessee dreams?
Shut up.
He's gonna have Derek Dooley dreams.
Pretty sure Deliverance happened in Georgia.
He's going to have a dream about being a 14-point underdog?
No, he's going to be a bricklayer, brick by brick.
Only being down by 3 at halftime and losing by 37. Because we cannot close out games. It's all right. It's all right.
John, they probably would. Yeah. They probably would, and that's the reason I don't go.
Jeb, just dream about having 4 minutes time of possession and winning by like about 40. There you go.
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Kentucky possessed the ball 3 times and they scored 45 points.
You mean, yeah.
I don't know how they did that, but that's impressive.
That was absolutely amazing. That will absolutely go down on the things I never thought I'd ever see in college football.
Mind blowing. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It definitely was every possession. All right, guys, let's try and slow this down. Touchdown. Okay, well, that's good. That's good. Next play. Now let's slow it down this time. Touchdown. Shit. Okay, well, great job. Great job.
Yeah.
Kentucky, like 17 play drive, 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Tie ball
30 seconds for Kentucky, for Tennessee.
All right.
Crazy.
We got to sustain a drive. Touchdown. Okay. All right.
All right.
We don't have to.
All right. Well, I guess that's Velus Jones' 7th touchdown of the game, and we're only 13. We're only 4 minutes in. Okay.
Yeah. I have a different game plan than I would have had, but okay. It works.
Right.
I'll take it. Hooker's lighting up the scoreboard.
He's gone now. Yeah.
See you, Jeb. Bye, Jeb.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
There we go.
I'm back.
Next time he comes back, we all got to pose.
Oh no, I'm going to bed now. This is
wait. One last thing before y'all go. The OSU Notre Dame game. The line is OSU minus 13. Last I checked, does that strike y'all as a little low? It's a Notre Dame thing.
Still a good team.
Yeah, but it's they're always going to get the benefit of the doubt. Even if Ohio State is 20 points better than Notre Dame, that line's going to be low because Notre Dame's always going to get the benefit of the doubt.
Which is weird. Yeah.
Writers' fathers had high esteem of Notre Dame. Actually, at this point, it's grandfathers.
Yeah.
Great grandfather.
Who took that job there?
Newt Rockney. They elevated the DC.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Marcus Freeman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seems like low-hanging fruit. No, Marcus Freeman is a good coach.
Yeah.
Of course, John, betting on college football games in the first 3 weeks, that's risky, bud.
As they said in the cinematic classic Dodgeball, it's a bold strategy, Cotton. Bold strategy.
But we do it here, like we did last year.
Sponsored by Bet Online. We, of course, encourage you to do that.
That's why we're begging for sponsors.
Yeah.
You're like, Steve, quit talking, bud.
Steve.
If you're going to do it, go with the professional site, Bet Online.
There you go.
All right.
Don't bet with your bookie. Don't bet with a bookie that has a lot of vowels in his name.
Yeah, according to Corey, you need to go to betonline.ag, but according to me, you need to go to betonline.net.
There you go.
And I think they're the same company.
I think so too.
Bet Online. is where the game starts. Mm-hmm. And we are SEC After Dark on the Bleav Network and the Y'all's Conference Network. Coming at you on the video side, the audio side. It's a partnership, just like Beast of the East. We welcomed Israel back on Beast of the East, by the way.
I saw that.
He'd been on a hiatus, spring practice hiatus. So that was fun. And no Russian bots, but, you know.
No.
What can you say? So,
we got a Spanish one today.
Yeah. I got to learn up on my Spanish.
I think he said something like Viva Colombia or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Viva Las Vegas. All right. That's it. We out.
Living a Viva Loca.
Nice.